So this is another working out a Boolean expression or simplifying a Boolean expression question. So there's a few different techniques we can use, perhaps demonstrating this one. So because we've got brackets here, the first thing we can think about doing is not C or C. Not C or C is going to be 1. So we can write down our expression again. I normally like to write down the expression on my working lines just because it's easier, for one thing, for the examiner to see what you're doing, especially if you're sort of trying to do more than one thing at once, which I don't normally recommend anyway. So not C or C becomes 1, and we can think about that with a set of gates. If we've got C here, if C is 0, then not C is 1. C would be 0 here, obviously, so it's 1. But then, if C is 1 here, it becomes 0 there, but it's bound to be 1 here. So the output's always 1. It doesn't matter what value we've got for C, whether it's 1 or 0, the output will always be 1. So that's the first one. We got ourselves a mark already, which is nice. So then we can look at the expression we've got left. We've got an AND going on here. So ands come before ors, so we can do this and. So we've got not a and 1. So not a and 1 is going to be not a. So we've now got not a or not b knotted, or b and not a. So the next thing we could think about doing perhaps is using a De Morgan's idea. So we could split the line here and change the sign. So we end up with A and B. I'm cancelling the knots. There would be obviously those knots there. I'm going to cancel those. Or B and not A. Yeah, so I'll cancel through the knots and we just get A and B, or B and not A. So then the thing to think about, we've got a B here on both sides, so we could maybe factorize that or take outside of brackets. So we end up with B and A or not A in the brackets, which is nice because we can say A or not A that we've already thought of up at the top here, and that's going to be 1. So we've got B and 1, and B and 1, as we already thought about, is just B. So the final answer is just B. So we've simplified. We used the idea of identity of not C or C. The same idea with not A and 1 there. We then thought we'd got a B on both sides of the equation here, so we could use the taking it outside brackets, which gave us the idea of this one, of A or not A again, which is 1, and then B and 1 being